here, so sometimes always, and this is the next video in our series for the Doldrums Music Festival 2016. We have Willows this evening, which is Eric Moore and Johnny MacArthur. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming out.
Of course.
They had a EP released in January of last year called An Empty Room Full of People, and it's a great EP, great songs on it, and I'm really excited to have you guys down to talk about your music and the festival. I guess first off, I sort of want to ask you, Johnny, in particular. You have a lot of different musical projects on the go. You're in the Adding Machine, Kindred, Willows, and you're pretty much spanning the whole spectrum of musical genres. Mm-hmm. How does your songwriting approach change in a project like Willows, for example, in comparison to your other work?
Well, I don't necessarily decide one day, okay, I'm going to write for this. I'll just do something, and then afterwards it's like, oh, this would fit better, and this and this and that. There's a new Willows song that I worked on. Actually, I started making a beat for the Adding Machine, and then I wrote a hook over it, and I was like, oh, this will sound good as a Willows song. And then I started writing a Kindred song, and I was like, wait, no, I'm going to steal this from there. Sorry, Eric, I'm going to use this over here.
Okay, cool. So yeah. You don't set it aside for one project.
No, it's pretty much just I record stuff and then sort of just figure out where it's going to fit later on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it's more natural that way, I suppose.
Okay.
Instead of sort of confining to, all right, if I'm writing for this, then I have to do this and this and that. It's just I just do me and then sort of split it up afterwards,
cool.
You know?
Cool, for sure, yeah. I know over the last year, since the EP, I think you guys have released a couple of singles online. Anything was one of them, and Tender just, I guess, near Christmas time.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking for the future? Are you guys thinking for sort of releasing one song at a time, or is it going to be another EP, or just play it by ear, sort of?
Yeah, we threw around a couple ideas. We're going to just see. We've got a bunch of songs that we're working on, so if it ends up being an EP or a full length or whatever, just see where we go from here. Yeah.
Sure.
Pretty much just finished a song and then got the itch to put out a song because we hadn't put one out in a while. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's how it happened the first two ones anyway.
Yeah.
We just had it finished and it was all right, we haven't put out a song in 7 months. Might as well just drop this one.
Yeah. Cool.
Didn't want to be too rigid about releasing music. If it's done, might as well put it out, right?
Sure. Yeah. In this day and age where it's easy enough to upload it and share it.
Yeah.
I guess with respect to, I absolutely love the song Tender. I think it's a brilliant song. And with respect to that song, but also all the work you guys have done, what's the songwriting process like? I know, Johnny, you're saying you sort of sit down, you write some music, toss some ideas around. Are you both lyricists? Is it primarily you? Do you guys both take a hand in writing the music? And how does that come together? How do you write a song?
Yeah, it's pretty much different for each song.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'd say for the melody and the lyrics and the vocals, Johnny usually puts most of that together, and I'll mostly mix and add, instrumentation to stuff. But it goes the other way too. There's a couple tracks we've been working on now, and even on that first EP that I send something to Johnny and then he just added stuff over it as well. So we do sort of both a bit of column A, a bit of column B.
Pretty much. Yeah. He's the better producer of the two. So he'll produce a track and then I'll pretty much just add vocals.
Okay.
But if I produce a track, then I'll send it to him to better it. You know what I mean? So he's always the last run through as far as producing a song goes. So I'll do my thing and then he'll subsist it up and make it sound like Willows pretty much.
Okay.
But there was a song on the first EP, Said It's Over, that was pretty much a subsist song that I just threw some vocals over the bridge.
Okay.
And he even sings on most of it. So.
Okay. I was actually talking earlier, Eric, with you about the origins of Willows and how originally you guys had thought about maybe doing a shoegaze thing, 2 guitars, totally different than what I view as an indie kind of pop, maybe elements of shoegaze, but a pretty poppy indie kind of project. Mm-hmm. Did that happen fairly naturally? Because it seems it's, especially compared to your other projects you both have, it's very unique sounding. It's nothing at least to me, it's nothing like your other projects.
Yeah.
Was that a natural kind of transition or migration towards these hooks and these poppy melodies, or?
I guess so. He's always been with the really sort of lush, sort of dreamy, sort of electronics production sound. You know what I mean? And I've always been with the vocal, the ear candy with the hooks and stuff. You know what I mean? So I guess I didn't really do any of that stuff with anything else, any of the other projects that I was doing. So I had made a couple tracks, and he was like, "Oh, that's sick," whatever. And then and I remember like our first song we made was True, and then like I just did that song. I sent it to him, and he's like, "This is really great." And he came over and like changed the bass like in front of me, and like did this and this, and it turned into something. And then we were like, "All right, like maybe we should make more stuff like this." You know what I mean? Like it just sort of happened like that, I guess. And,
It sounds great. It was a great decision. I was going to ask you about the Doldrums Festival in particular. I guess, what are you guys trying to leave with the audience? How would you like them to feel, or what do you want them to get from the experience of seeing a Willows show live? Like,
well, I mean, we've done a few. They've pretty much all been different. You know what I mean? Like, of all had different set lists, pretty much all had different table setups as well. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't really settled on how we want to do something. So when it turned out that Eric messaged me saying, "Yeah, we're going to be headlining like the day one of this festival," I was like, "Shit, all right. Well, we should probably like bring like a little bit more sort of a presentation to our live show." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess we kind of want to just present just a full aesthetic of what we are and what we sound like, and with the visuals as well, I suppose. Like, I'm bugging him to try and get some cool like projections or something like that. Like, if we could figure something like that, it would be really sick. But
for sure. Adds a dimension to the live experience.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot more pressure this time around, I guess.
Yeah. For sure. All of us Willows fans will benefit to hearing some new music and catching you guys live. But thanks so much, guys. Johnny, Eric, it was great, and we're really excited to see you play the festival on Friday night. Thank you. Thanks.